Good evening, listeners. It's owl stretching time. And now, here's your host, Frank Macaluso.
Thank you, Jordan. Hello, everybody, and thank you for tuning in once again to Owl Stretching Time. Say, did you ever have that one friend who you'd talk to and sometimes the conversation would get into some weird territory like if gelatin snacks are sentient or if snails can solve complex algebraic equations? That kind of describes the good majority of my friendships. Maybe it's just me, I don't know. Anyway, the first sketch of the night is the result of one such conversation. So, let's listen in on tonight's meeting of Wrestlers Anonymous.
I never met a boy who makes me feel the way that you do.
Good afternoon, everybody. How are you all doing?
I guess
I'm fine,
okay.
I guess.
Great. Now, first things first. I want to check in with you guys to see where you are in the healing process. Let's start with you, Richard. Richard, how are you doing?
I'm doing good. I've been clean for 5 months now. I almost fell off the wagon last Tuesday, though. My next-door neighbor's son put a flaming bag of dog poo on my doorstep and ding-dong ditched me. I was so angry I almost ran over to that little punk's house and did a pile driver on him. But then I remembered what you said last meeting. Hurt people, and it got me thinking, so I baked him and his whole family some cookies, to show that there was no ill will, and it felt great.
Excellent to hear that, Richard. Bill, how have you been managing?
I've been doing great. I've been getting my mind off of wrestling by going out to art museums. There's just something about fine art that just calms the inner beast within me, you know?
Weren't you set off by all the canvases?
What the hell are you talking about, Mark?
Oh, nothing. It's just that all those paintings are painted on what you call canvases. But you know that, being a fine connoisseur of fine art. I bet that's why you go down to all those art museums, to be around all those canvases, isn't it, Bill?
Shut up, Mark.
Now, Bill, calm down. And Mark, stop baiting Bill.
Hey, it's not my fault if Bill can't take a little ribbing. Weak little prissy pants.
I heard that. You take that back, you son of a...
Hey, break it up, you two. Now, Mark, before today, what were you doing to get your mind off wrestling so you could fight your urges?
Well, you see, nothing. I'm still totally addicted.
Damn it, Mark. I thought we had made a breakthrough. We agreed that the only way for you to become a functioning member of society was to beat your addiction to wrestling.
I'm trying, but I can't help it. It's in my blood. I've just got to wrestle. I've just got to.
Hey, stop it. Okay, that's it. That is it. Mark, go sit in the corner. If you're going to continue to behave like a child, I'm going to have to discipline you like a child.
No one puts the marksman in a corner, brother.
Help!
Sorry, Doc, we can't get involved. It might trigger an animalistic urge to wrestle.
Well, we could still call the police.
Oh yeah, you got a cell phone?
Not since May.
Me neither. Ah, well, we'll just have to use the payphone in the hall. Hang in there, Doc.
Ah! Help! Put me down, please. Please put me down. Ah!
1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. All right.
And now for... Oh boy. Hang on. Someone's at the door. Who's that knocking at my door? Who's that knocking at my door? Yes?
Good evening, sir. I wish to complain in the strongest possible terms about that previous sketch.
What was wrong with it?
It was a repeat. Specifically, a repeat from the second episode of the first season. I can't stand repeats.
What do you mean, repeat? That was an all-new recording.
A new recording it may be, but it was still a repeat of a sketch you've done on this show before, and a clear indication that you, me old beauty, are running out of ideas, and that this program ought to be brought to a quick and merciful end. Well, I've said my piece. Good evening.
Bye. Okay, I'll admit, we've done that sketch before. Big deal. Look, I'm a college student. I've got a great deal of work on my plate. This week, I needed to do a little academic catching up, so I decided to redo a couple of sketches from season 1 that I was never fully satisfied with. Now that we have addressed that, we can move on with our lives, yes? Great. On to the next sketch.
It's time now for Out and About with Emily Boes. We take you now to Emily and her special guest in the live studio.
Thank you, Jordan. I'm here tonight with Heather Alvarez, a woman who speaks entirely in memes. My immediate apologies to those of you listening to this in reruns. This is going to get very dated very quickly. Good evening, Heather.
How do you do, fellow kids?
I'm fine. How are you?
It is Wednesday, my dudes.
No, it isn't. So, what got you started speaking in memes?
I got a feeling called the blues. Oh, Lord, since my baby said goodbye.
A breakup? How long had you been dating?
Stop, friend. Not good ask. You're doing me the sad. Much bad memories. Very depressed. Such tears.
Sorry, I didn't know.
It's fine. I'm fine. Everything is fine.
Are you sure?
Yes, this is fine. I'm okay with the events that are unfolding currently.
Okay, then. So, does this condition of yours negatively affect your way of life?
Yee.
How so?
Not sure if people are actually understanding what I'm saying or they're just nodding their heads to get the conversation to end quicker.
Ah, any other issues?
People say they're getting sick of me quoting memes constantly, but they still hang around me. But that's none of my business.
You're not allowed to have uncapped drinks near the soundboard.
Oh, so you don't want the drinks near your soundboard. Please, tell me more about the flask you've got by the monitor.
It has a cap on it. And besides, it's just lemonade.
Telling la 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 lies, telling la 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 lies, telling la 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 lies, telling lies.
We agreed you wouldn't reference that one.
Keep a promise made to a college student? Ain't nobody got time for that.
Okay, well, this bit has gotten old very quickly. Thank you for being here tonight, Mrs. Alvarez.
One does not simply end an interview.
Well, it's my segment and I'm ending it now. Back to you in the studio, guys.
Thank you, Emily. And now for a short message from a giant sentient radish.
Greetings, humans. I would like to make an appeal unto you on behalf of myself and perhaps any other giant sentient vegetables who suffer the same plight I do. Existence for me is pain. I was created to serve one purpose and one purpose only, to provide sustenance for mammals. But no one will allow me to serve my purpose, just because I am larger than most radishes and can talk. I need to be eaten, or else I'll die and rot without having served my purpose. And this for a radish is hell. Fear not, citizen. I'll savor you. What the? Who are you? It is I, vegan man, friend to all plant matter. Now stand back. Cowabunga!
Hey, vegan man, do your superpowers include fixing walls like the one you just destroyed?
Leave him alone. He's busy.
Ew. We will now pause for station identification, followed by a brief commercial message.
You're listening to WJMU 89.5 The Quad.
From the producers of Zack and Miri Make a Snuff Film and The President's Brain is Missing, Ron was an average guy with an average job.
File these for me, will you, Ron? And no hijinks.
You can count on me, boss. Whoa!
You're on thin ice, Ron. One more stunt like this and you're fired.
Until he witnessed a not-so-average crime.
I'm sorry I squealed on you, Tony, but I had to. They tickled me.
You messed with the wrong broad stereotype, buddy. Do you have any idea who I am? I'm Tony Two Sheds La Rosa. Vinny, Bully.
Yeah, boss?
You know what to do with them.
Right.
Oh my god! Oh, that is disgusting. I think I'm gonna vomit. Hey, brother. Did you hear that?
Yeah, sounded like a washed-up comedian screeching like a banshee.
I am not washed up! Oh, crap. Get him!
Now he's on the run.
You've got to help me pastor up some random treasure entity to try and evade a trio of gun-toting mafiosos.
I think I can help you, my son.
And he's running to where no man has run before.
Where exactly is this weird-looking plane going?
This isn't a plane, my friendly. This is a rocket, and it's headed on a mission trip on Europa.
What? A mission trip? In space?
Is there an echo in here?
Look, pal, I can't be a space missionary. I don't even believe in Jeebus.
You're stuck here.
Aw, come on, help a guy out.
Sorry, pal. We've gone too far to turn back now. We've already left Earth's atmosphere.
Then I'll jump out.
We're 1,300 miles off the ground.
I'm not superstitious. Oh, save me, Space Jeebus!
Now he's on a collision course with wackiness.
All right, out of my way! Who dares push their false god upon my people?
Whoa, you're a tall drink of water. I'm Ron Jenkins. Who the hell are you?
I am Zarya, the goddess queen of Europa, and for the high crime of heresy, I sentence you to death by tapioca! Guards, take him to the feeding dungeon!
Oh, man. Oh, God. Oh, man. Oh, God. Oh, man. Oh, God. Oh, man. Oh, God. Oh, man. Oh, God!
Stephen Arnold. Yeah, we don't know who he is either. In The Space Missionary. Coming to theaters this December. Rated PG-13. Totally not a ripoff of that one Simpsons episode where Homer became a missionary.
And we're back. This semester, you've probably noticed quite a few new voices in our lineup. One of those new voices is a young man I happened to notice during a performance by Unbit Butter, the experimental comedy troupe here at Milliken. In particular, I was won over by his performance of a skit written by Abigail Gowart, in which he explained how to operate a portable DVD player. Well, here with a new take on that premise is the man, the myth, the music business major, Ben Woodcock.
And now, Ben Woodcock teaches you something. This episode, microwave popcorn.
Hey, I'm Ben. You probably already knew that. So anyway, I'm going to show you how to make microwave popcorn. Well, I'm not really showing you, it's radio. But still, I'm teaching you. Well anyways, let's get started. Now back in the day, before talkies became super popular, what people would do is if they were watching a movie, or at home binge watching Netflix or something, they would make themselves a great big bowl of popcorn to eat. Of course, not everyone owns or can afford one of those fancy popcorn popper things. So some guy was like, or maybe it was a woman, I don't know. So anyway, some guy was like, hey, let's make a way for people to make popcorn in their microwaves, since most people tend to have those. And voila, microwave popcorn. Now I'm going to show you, or tell you, I guess, how to make it. So the first thing you have to do is buy a box of microwave popcorn. I'm pretty sure you already know how to do that, so for the sake of time, I'll be using a box I already bought. So once you've bought the box, now you have to open it. Please, whatever you do, do not open the box before you buy it. The people who work at the store will get really mad at you. My little cousin found that out the hard way. He's still deathly afraid of people in green polo shirts. Anyway, opening the box. Now, you take one of the bags out of the box. The bag is wrapped in this sort of plastic, bag? I don't know why they do that. Maybe it's to make sure no one tampers with it, put cyanide in it or something. Either way, you have to take it out of the bag before you put it in the microwave, or else you'll set your house on fire. I'm kidding, of course. You only set the kitchen on fire. So we just take the thing out of the bag. Now we put it in the microwave. On the bag, it'll say how long to put it in for. It's different with every brand. Also, it'll say which end should be facing up when you microwave it. It's usually the side with all the instructions on it. So you just put the bag on the plate thingy, shut the door, punch in the time, and then press start. Usually, while it's cooking, you can go to the bathroom or something if you have to. Or you could get yourself a pop or something. It's done. Now, you take it out of the microwave and open it. Be sure not to open it too close to your face so you don't get burned by the steam. And you can eat it straight out of the bag if you don't feel like doing dishes. That's what I usually do. Well, that's how you make microwave popcorn. Bon appetit.
My baby likes.
Be sure and tune in next time when Ben Woodcock teaches you how to perform a self-tonsillectomy.
And now for something with a little more action. We take you now to a little restaurant in Berwyn.
Oh, honey, you haven't finished your cauliflower.
Sorry, dear, but that steak was so filling. Besides, I haven't got much of an appetite this evening. Not after blowing that big merger.
Well, how are you supposed to know that one CEO was Lithuanian?
Ugh.
Look, don't worry about it. Other mergers will come.
No, there won't. They're probably going to fire me for this.
Finish your cauliflower, dear.
I won't be able to find work anywhere else. I'm done for.
Finish your cauliflower. It'll cheer you up.
I don't deserve cauliflower.
Don't talk like that, honey.
Never fear, Vegan Man is here. I'll eat your cauliflower for you.
Wait a minute. Who exactly are you?
I'm Vegan Man, the newest, greatest superhero.
Well, what is it exactly that you do?
I eat vegetables for people who don't want to eat them. Waste not, want not.
Do you have any superpowers, like, say, the ability to leap tall buildings at a single bound, or the ability to outrun a locomotive?
Well, no, but I can eat Brussels sprouts without gagging.
Have you ever rescued a helpless child from a raging house fire?
No, but I have eaten some quinoa that a 5-year-old from Wicker Park threw against the wall.
You're really a very useless superhero, aren't you?
No.
Can you fly?
No.
Do you have laser vision?
No.
Can you file taxes?
No.
Can you take shorthand?
No.
Do you know what number you should call if you need the police?
No.
Can you grow your own vegetables?
No.
Do you know how to cook your own vegetables?
No.
What's 2 + 2?
Splunge.
So, your abilities as a superhero consist solely of the ability to consume and digest vegetables?
And busting through walls!
So that was you, eh? Come with me, sir. I'm sure the authorities would like to have a word with you.
Wait! I haven't eaten that man's cauliflower yet! Unhand me, you villainous butler person!
I'm a maître d'.
Thank you. Unhand me, you villainous maitre d'!
You know, something that a lot of comedians and comedic writers like to do is take an already existing story and turn it on its ear, add some odd twists or angles or something. It's especially fun to do with nursery rhymes and fairy tales since they're so popular and everyone knows how they go. Tonight, we'll be continuing in that proud tradition by examining a few of the many ways one could tell the classic story of the Tortoise and the Hare. The plaintiff, Theodore J. Hare. He claims that the defendant, a former friend of his, sabotaged him in the big race, costing him the use of his left arm, as well as $5,000 in prize money, which he believes is rightfully his. He's suing for $128,000.99, the sum of the prize money and the cost of his medical bills. The defendant, David S. Tortoise. He says Theodore Hare is lying about the sabotage because he's too ashamed to admit the real reason he lost the race. He denies any and all wrongdoing and says that this whole ordeal has caused him much mental distress. He's accused of cheating, and pumpkin eating. What you're about to witness is real. Participants are not actors. Trust me, give these guys Shakespeare, they'll turn it into countdown.
Hey!
The
These two are actual litigants with a case pending in civil court. Both parties have agreed to drop their claims and have their case settled here, in our forum, the People's Court.
All rise. Judge Marilyn Monroe presiding.
Wait, Monroe?
Well, no one here can do a decent Marilyn Million, so...
Thank you, bailiff. You may be seated.
Oh, boy.
Now, Mr. Hare, you claim Mr. Tortoise sabotaged you by giving you a poisoned carrot?
That is correct, Your Honor. That no-good cheating reptile gave me a poisoned carrot that knocked me out cold about halfway through the race.
Your Honor, if I may.
Of course you may, Mr. Tortoise. It's a free country.
Thank you, Your Honor. It just so happens that I have surveillance video from my friend, Winthrop H. Sparrow, which proves conclusively that Mr. Hare's loss and injury were not, in fact, the result of a poisoned carrot, as he claims they are.
Well, then, let's see the footage. Bailiff?
I'm on it.
Dumb old Tortoise. He's so slow I bet I could take a nap right here and now, and I could still win the race. And hey, I earned it for all the hard work I put in for training. Geez, I'm hungry. Haven't eaten since breakfast this morning. A little nap will cure what ails me.
This seems like rock-solid evidence against you, Mr. Hare.
That video's a fake. I do not sound like that, and I am not that chubby.
Mr. Hare lost the race because of that nap he took, and he lost the use of his arm because he slept on it too long and he fell asleep, permanently. I did nothing to him, Your Honor, but when the story began to spread that he had slept his way to defeat, he started spreading that poisoned carrot story in order to discredit and slander me.
Mr. Hare, what have you got to say for yourself?
It's a fair cop, but society's to blame.
Judgment for the defendant. You ought to be ashamed of yourself, Mr. Hare.
For slandering an innocent man's name?
Yes, and for shamelessly ripping off Monty Python.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to the 2018 Decatarian Bland Prix. I'm Dick Brickbottom.
And I'm Rick Dickbottom.
It's a beautiful Sunday afternoon and a marvelous day for a race, isn't it, Rick?
It sure is, Dick. We've got a real thriller here for you today. It's been a long-awaited match between Bobby the King Tortoise and Kenny Hare Jr.
The race is about to start. The racers are at their marks. And they're off! Tortoise off to a bit of a slow start. Could be a carburetor issue.
You know, I'm not even sure he's got his foot on the gas. That was an issue with the last few races he was in.
Well, in the meantime, Hare is in fine form, just whizzing away.
Driving one of the fastest, most reliable cars out there, the Oldsmobile Grand Edson.
This broadcast is, of course, brought to you by Oldsmobile. They're back!
Come on, Tortoise, you're getting your ass kicked out there. Put the pedal to the metal.
Sorry, I forgot.
And there goes Tortoise.
He's taking off like grease lightning now.
He doesn't seem to be all too comfortable driving at such a breakneck speed.
I will admit the constant swerving is a bit unnerving, but, you know, I think he's just getting warmed up. He's just getting back in the... Oh, you just hate to see that. For those of you listening on the radio, Bobby Tortoise has just crashed right into his own pit crew.
Man, I don't care what universe you're from. That's gotta hurt. Oh, you just hate to see that.
Ah, my leg!
Sorry.
Just get back out there and finish the damn race.
Okay.
Oh, he's getting back on the track. He's not licked yet, folks. He's getting back on. He's running again. He's going for it. He's up and running again. I tell you, that Tortoise is a trooper.
He sure is, Rick. But look, Kenny Hare Jr. is getting pretty close to the finish line.
He seems to be slowing down a bit. It looks like he's stopping.
What? Why in the world is he stopping?
Hare, what the hell is going on in there? Why did you stop?
And Hare has fallen asleep.
He stopped his car just 10 feet away from the finish line, and he's fallen asleep. I've never seen anything so shameful in the history of racing.
Not since Johnny Nuthouse Squirrel competed in the Formula 69 while wearing yellow face makeup back in 1987 have I ever seen such a disgraceful display and such total disregard for the high sport of car racing.
Oh, Tortoise has just rear-ended Hare.
Oops. Idiot!
And Hare's car is just caught on fire!
And the crowd is going wild!
Tortoise isn't out of it yet, boy. He's backing up, and he's revving up again! And he's crossed the finish line! Tortoise wins! Bobby the King Tortoise has won the 2018 Decatarian Grand Prix.
A beautiful come-from-behind victory here for Tortoise. Let's go now to Lana Lolo Brigida at the finish line for the post-race interview.
Thank you, Rick. I'm here with our winner, Mr. Bobby Tortoise. Mr. Tortoise, how did you feel during this race? Did you ever think at any point that you might lose?
Well, George, I'm opening a boutique.
That sounds wonderful. Back to you, Rick.
Thanks, Lana. That's all from us here at the 2018 Decatarian Grand Prix. I'm Dick Rickbottom.
And I'm Rick Dickbottom. Have a great Sunday. God bless.
Well, that's about all the time we've got for this week. We hope you'll tune in next week when we'll hopefully have some newer material for you. Until then, good night and be safe.
That was Owl Stretching Time, starring Frank Macaluso, Brian Barker, Emily Boes, Yoselin Olvera, Michael Santos, and Antonio Verdera, with Kehlani Bartley, Mo Mollering, Daniel Nieves, Giovanni Tapia, and Ben Woodcock. This episode was written, directed, and produced by Frank Macaluso. This is your announcer, Jordan Komish, speaking.